Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to be doing the WebP to PNG fallback stuff. So in my last stream, I ended the stream by just converting everything to WebP images, all of my PNGs into WebPs. But then I realized WebP is not supported in Safari or any other browsers other than Chrome. I think Opera has support for it, but does anyone use Opera? Not well. Not many people, I guess. None of my friends use it, so I don't know. That doesn't mean that nobody uses it, though, right? There must be someone who uses it because it's there. Anyway, today I want to implement the WebP fallback strategy on the blog post only. As you can see, I've re-added all of my PNG images. So these PNG images are gonna be there next to the WebP images themselves. So I'm gonna have two copies of the same image, one WebP and one PNG. We can't just ignore Safari users, right? We can't just ignore iPhone users. So I'm gonna have PNGs for unsupported browsers, and I'm gonna make WebPs load for supported browsers. Fortunately, someone has written a library for us to detect if the browser has WebP support. I have no idea why the unpacked size of this library is 51.9 megs. That's insanely big. But yeah, so fortunately, there's this library that we could use to detect if WebP is supported during runtime. First, I think I'm going to implement PNG support only for the blog because it's just as easy as changing this, whereas we use another strategy for loading images on the main website. So I think I need to change the strategy that we use to load images on the main homepage. I think this is far better than what we use there. So I think putting this specific code in each of those components is a better way to go rather than maintaining all of the file list in file manager.utils.jsx. Don't get me wrong, this is still a good strategy, but the other one just gives us more flexibility in terms of loading files. Anyway, I'm still not sure. I think I'll figure out things as we go along. So basically, the purpose of this stream is to implement the fallback strategy for the blog posts. I mean, by that I mean the image carousel. Right. Let me exit full screen on this one first. So we're gonna start by. Oh, let me close this. Yeah, we don't need that. Let me start by installing this. I'm not sure why the developer of the script recommends us to install this script into development, but we're going to be using it on runtime, so I'm just going to save it instead of doing save dev. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, we haven't properly copied it. All right, let's go back to Chrome. I just want this part, copy it, come back here, paste it in, and I'm going to do save. Right, let's wait until it finishes. We don't need this one as well. What about that? Okay, well, fine. Quit. Cool. What do we have? Right. So first, I know that we have some errors on this part. So if we run the website now, this part throws some errors. So I'm gonna start by fixing that, and then I'm gonna implement the image fallback mechanism. Let's just check if everything loads first of all. Yeah, everything looks fine, right? But if we go to the console and see the warnings, as you can see, there's this. I'm not sure where this is. I'm not sure where this is coming from. We can investigate that later. But this thing, I want to fix this. Has missing dependencies, folder, image relative link array, and images. Right. I was playing around with this, and turns out we have to add some dependencies in here which are noted in there. We have to add images, image link array, and folder. But then I realized there's a bunch of redundant code in here. We don't need to check this. I'm not sure why I was checking this on my previous stream. Like I think I have to go back to the previous stream and let's see why I did this. There must be a very good reason, or I might just be tired. But I don't think we need this anymore. So let me start by clearing this code up. We don't need image relative link array because I can maintain image relative link array inside in here, and I can just put stuff into that array using this part. Okay, let me just do this and I'll explain it. I'll explain as I change things. So let me start by copying this. This is okay. So I have an empty array as my initial state, right? And I keep adding links as I load the links into this array. And each time this state changes, the component re-renders itself, right? So I can keep re-rendering the component as I add image links. Rather than just waiting for all of them to load and then just pushing it, I can just keep loading it as the images load. I'm not sure if that consumes more CPU power or not, but like it makes the code cleaner and like it's very fast anyway. I'm not sure if I need to check that. So I can probably get rid of this. I can also get rid of that, and instead of maintaining an image relative link array, I can just do this, and it's probably gonna have the same effect. And let's clean this up. Oh, have I changed my keyboard shortcuts again? Okay, apparently I did. So preferences, key map, let's do ESLint. Okay, let's change this, add keyboard shortcut. Okay, cool. All right, okay. I think this looks fine, and we don't have any dependencies anymore, right? What if we refresh the website? Yeah, the images load exactly the same way. I'm gonna fix this, but like as you can see, it literally does the same thing. I don't know why I didn't do this. I'm probably gonna go back to my old stream and watch it sometime, but it does exactly the same thing. I don't understand why I didn't do that. Maybe it doesn't work on some other blog stuff. I don't know. But that's a very clean way of doing it, right? It's much cleaner, much consistent. Like it's cleaner, easier to understand, more consistent. And also I could do this. I can inline this variable and like literally this is very clean. And then I could do folder and image. So I depend on folder and images in here, right? I depend on images and also depend on folder in my use effect hook in here. So that's gonna get rid of the error in here. See, we don't get the warning in here. I'm not sure why I still have this, but we can take a look at that one later. But as you can see in my React app in here, I'm not getting compilation errors anymore. Okay, it's time to use the React image WebP to implement the fallback strategy now. So what I was thinking is, I can call the function in my use effect in here, at somewhere in here, and then hot swap between PNG or WebP strings. So let me show you how it's going to look like. So I've read this documentation, and the way you use this function is like that. So you copy this, paste it at the top of your file, right here, and then you call this function. It's literally as easy as doing that. So I can have something like constant image extension equals, and I'm going to call is WebP supported. If it's supported, then the image extension is going to be WebP, and then if it's not supported, it's going to be .png. It's literally as easy as doing this, and I can now get rid of this and put $sign and then this, and then I can put image extension in here. And this should allow us to get WebP images in Google Chrome and PNG images in Safari. But before I do this, I want to measure the size difference. So I'm just going to do PNG for now. Okay, let's just insert PNG for now, and let's see how much space savings we get on one of the blog posts. So this still runs, right? Okay, it does. All right, I'm gonna do a build, and I'm gonna do Firebase serve so I can see how big the website is on production, and I'm gonna compare Google Chrome versus Safari, and I want to make sure that they download the exact same sized website, and I'm gonna enable this feature flag, and that's gonna allow us to download a bit less on Google Chrome. So let's start serving this. Let's get Safari ready. Okay, it's running now. Localhost 5000, not 3000. We're running on 5000 now. Let's open the inspect panel, go to blog, go to Keynote, go to network. I'm not sure how we delete the stuff in Safari, but if I refresh the website, is it going to show? Yeah, 1.64 megs, right? Why are we getting different file sizes each time we load the website? 137, 161. I have no idea why that happens. Maybe you have to click this and then do that again. Probably. Oh no, okay. That's very odd. I'm not sure. What's this? Okay, it's pretty consistent. Okay, so to clear the cache, you have to click this button on Safari, right? It's 161 consistently, right? Let's see if we get the same figure in Google Chrome. Same website, inspect, network, disable cache, right. All right, so Google Chrome downloads 1.8 megs. Can I get a more accurate representation of? Anyway, 1.8 megs for Google Chrome and 1.61 for Safari for some reason. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I'm not sure why that happens. It's probably browser dependent stuff that I wouldn't understand anyway. So let's remove this and let's enable the feature. Right? And let's stop this, do an npm build again. After the build, I'm going to do a serve again, and remember the figures. It was 161 for Safari, 1.8 for Google Chrome. Google Chrome is going to go down by a huge margin, but Safari should stay the same. And that's how we understand this. It works. Okay. Right, this is Safari. Cache is disabled. It should still be 161 for this one, because we're still using the PNG strategy in here. And then if we switch to Google Chrome and then refresh the website, we should get less than 1.8. I'm not sure what the figure is going to be. Right, we're getting 1.5. So that's a 300 kilobyte improvement for literally no changes in quality. That's great. That's really good. Okay, that means the strategy is working. Now we have to clean the code up just a little bit. What I was thinking was, I can put this into file manager utils.jsx and export it so I can use it everywhere in my code. So I'm gonna put the same thing right. Okay, let me close this. Where were we? Yeah. So I'm gonna cut this thing from here. I'm gonna put it in file manager utils. So I'm gonna put it there. And I'm just gonna export it. So it's used somewhere. Okay. And we need to move this. Well, let's cut this from here. Let's move it into there. Yeah, I think that works. Image extension is there. It's not defined. We have to import it. So that's how you import it. Okay, let's clean everything up again. Import, what is this? Yes, image extension. How can we fix this? Yeah, okay, clean this up. Image extension not found, and well, it should be found, right? Anyway, I'm just gonna ignore it for now because like these things sometimes they go away by themselves sometime, depending on ESLint sees them or not. Okay, fine. Let me close this file and open it again, ImageCarousel. Is it still there? Okay, it's still there, but fine. I'll try to fix it if I see it, if it works. So let's do npm start. We don't need to do a production build for this one. All right, let's start the website. All right, it works. Let me just verify if it still downloads 1.5 megs. Network. All right, it's down to 1.4 for some reason, which is even better. I have no idea how we managed that, but cool. And let me also do this to see if it still works. Yep, it does. It does. Okay. That's great. Oh, I know why it's downloading 1.4 megs. It's because we're running under debug. But anyway, we don't care about that right now. Cool. So this is how you implement. See, the error is gone. These things sometimes go away by themselves. It's probably some ESLint stuff that not refreshing in the background. But anyway. So this is how you import images. Like, this is how you implement the PNG fallback strategy. That's great. Okay, let me test once more if this still works in Safari. Oh, right, we've shut down the server, right? If the website still works in Safari, I'm gonna do a commit, and then I'm gonna start modifying the homepage to use. Okay, everything looks great. Great. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Just checking everything. Yeah. Okay, that's very good. Cool. Nice, 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 nice. So let me take a look at all of the changes, and I think this is a good time to do a commit. I'm going to put all of these images under git, and then you're going to implement a fallback strategy for all of these things. I'm not sure about maps.webp. Actually, I'm going to revert this because this is buried under CSS stuff, and I don't want this to be... Okay, I'll explain why I reverted this. So, right. Maps.png is in a SAS file. It's mentioned from it's used from a SAS file, and I'm not sure how we can implement this fallback strategy for that one. So I'm not, and we can just use a JPEG for that one instead, and it's just going to be very similar anyway. So I think I'm going to revert this one, and I could turn that into a JPEG, and we're going to get similar file sizes. So I don't really care about that one. So this file is 780 kilobytes. What if I open this in Photoshop and save it as a JPEG? Reveal in Finder. Open with Photoshop. Save as. Yeah, so let me save this as JPEG. Can I see? Yeah, I can see the quality on my screen. I'm not sure if you can see it on the stream, but okay, that looks terrible. That looks slightly better. That looks fine. And after 6, you can't really, no matter how close you get. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with 6, because no matter how close you get, you can't really see the difference after 6. Yeah. Okay. So that's a JPEG there. That means I can probably get rid of this PNG now, but let me see. Let me open this here. Okay, now let's switch between them. Like, honestly, I do not see a difference at all between these two. So I'm gonna get rid of the PNG in here. What's happening? No. All right. Yeah, so let's do maps.png. Instead of the PNG, we're going to use what's JPEG. Yeah, perfect. And is the server running? Probably not. Let me see if everything looks good again. Yeah, that looks fine. That looks just fine. Considering the space savings that we got, it's great. It's more than enough. I'm probably going to replace this with an SVG or something in the future anyway. Okay. Right, we can stop the website, and yeah, we were taking a look at the file changes. All right, what's this? Oh yeah, we have to add this. Let's add this to. Right, let's do a git commit, and I think this is a good time to end the stream. I'm going to think about how I can implement the fallback strategy for the other images on the website. I'm probably going to use the same strategy that I used in ImageCarousel to load images, but I'm still not sure. Like that's a very clean way of loading images. I'm going to take a look at how I use these things, and then yeah, I'll figure it out. Okay. So what was I going to do? I was going to do git commit. Added WebP images and implemented fallback strategy for image carousel git push. Okay, that's good. Now that it's done, I'm going to stop the stream, and I'm going to think about how I can implement the fallback strategy for the rest of the website. All right, bye.